On December 23, 1974, three young girls went shopping at a mall in Fort Worth, Texas. It was the day before Christmas Eve. The stores were busy, the parking lots were full. Families were finishing their last preparations for the holiday. The girls planned to spend the afternoon shopping and then return home. They never did. Their car was found, parked exactly where they had left it. There were no signs of a struggle, no confirmed witnesses, no clear explanation. Just three girls who walked into a crowded mall and were never seen again. There are cases that refuse to fade, stories suspended in time, lives interrupted without warning, without explanation. What remains are fragments, a final movement, a final contact, a silence that remains. The three girls were 17-year-old Rachel Trlica, 14-year-old Renee Wilson, and 9-year-old Julie Moseley. They were last seen at Seminary South Shopping Center in Fort Worth, Texas. It was supposed to be a routine trip, holiday shopping, a few hours away from home, something simple, something ordinary. But by the end of the day, all three had disappeared. Rachel Trlica was the oldest. She was married and living with her husband, independent, responsible, used to managing her own life. That afternoon, she had planned to go shopping for Christmas gifts. She brought along Renee Wilson, a close family friend, and Julie Moseley, Renee's younger sister. Julie had been excited to go. It was a chance to be part of something, to spend time with the older girls. There was no reason to think the trip would be anything other than normal. Nothing about the day suggested risk. Nothing suggested danger. On the morning of December 23rd, Rachel told her husband she was going to the mall. The girls left together. They arrived at Seminary South sometime in the early afternoon. The mall was crowded. Holiday shoppers filled the stores. Cars moved in and out of the parking lot. There were people everywhere. At some point, Rachel's car, a 1972 Oldsmobile, was parked in the lot. And at some point, the girls left it behind. No one can say exactly when they were last seen. There were no confirmed sightings after they entered the mall. No verified timeline of their movements inside. What is known is what was found later. That evening, when the girls didn't return home, concern began to grow. Rachel's husband went to the mall. He located the car. It was locked, parked normally, exactly where it had been left. Inside were several of their belongings. Rachel's purse, Christmas gifts, personal items. Nothing appeared disturbed. There was no sign of a struggle, no indication of panic, just a car, full of evidence that something had stopped abruptly. When the girls were reported missing, police began searching immediately. The mall was canvassed. Witnesses were questioned. But there was a problem. No one had seen anything clearly. No one had reported an incident. No one had come forward with a definitive account. Three people had vanished in a crowded public space without being noticed. Investigators searched the surrounding areas, parking lots, nearby roads, open land. But no physical evidence was found. No trail, no direction, just absence. The case became even more complex. Days later, Rachel's family received a letter. It was addressed to her husband. The message claimed that the girls were safe, that they had left voluntarily, that they would return within a week. But there were problems. The tone of the letter felt unusual. Some believed it didn't sound like Rachel. Others questioned the wording. There were also inconsistencies in how the envelope was addressed, details that raised doubt. Was the letter real? Was it written under pressure? Or was it written by someone else entirely? The letter did not provide answers, only more uncertainty. Over the years, several theories have been considered. One possibility is that the girls were abducted, that someone approached them and forced them into a vehicle. But this raises questions. In a crowded mall, in broad daylight, how could three people be taken without anyone noticing? Another theory suggests that Rachel may have known someone, that she may have left willingly with someone she trusted. But if that were true, why leave behind her purse, her belongings? Why disappear without explanation? There are also theories involving multiple individuals, that more than one person may have been involved, that the situation escalated quickly. But without evidence, these remain possibilities, not conclusions. Decades have passed. The Fort Worth trio has never been found. The case remains unsolved. No confirmed sightings, no physical evidence, no definitive answers. Investigators have revisited the case over the years. New leads have been explored, but none have led to resolution. The questions remain the same. What happened inside that mall? And how did three people disappear together without a trace? In a crowded shopping center, on one of the busiest days of the year, three girls walked in and never walked out. Their car remained, their belongings remained, but they did not. And somewhere within the silence, the truth still remains.